I like Kazuya. As a spectator, I think he's funny. Like it was the same funny that like Bayonetta was, where it was just like, oh my god, how is he going to die at 0 this time? But like playing against it, dude, it's drive killing, dude. Nobody wants to play a game with like for the first like 3 years or however long we were playing. It was fun, it was interactive, it was like mind games, people were playing their own characters, you got to express yourself in your gameplay. And now, people build their funny wall with Steve, and people kill you in one hit with Kazuya, and it's like, dude, what happened? Like, what happened?
Wait, did DLC Pack 2 ruin Smash Ultimate? Well, maybe. While no one denies it was a great pack for character selection, bringing some of the most legendary characters in all of gaming into the ultimate fight.
Yo, Banjo, let's go. Yo, wait. Sephiroth? No way! What the hell?
There was a pretty widespread disappointment in the gameplay of the fighters by most of the community. Why? Well, when people are competing in tournaments, there are pretty much 3 main categories of characters most people just don't like playing against. Characters that are defensive and zony and make you play their game in order to win. Characters that are uncommon or unfamiliar, which most of the DLC are by their new nature. And finally, the characters that fall comfortably into the high tier or top tier due to their nature of having a higher chance of beating you, given you and your opponent are at equal levels of skill. With that in mind, let's see how all the characters in DLC Pack 2 fall into these 3 categories. The characters in DLC Pack 2 that are generally cited as unfun to play against are Min Min, Steve, Sephiroth, Kazuya, and Sora. Min Min, Steve, Sephiroth, and Sora are all frustrating to play against due to their kits lending themselves towards zoning or quote-unquote hard to catch gameplay. Min Min and Sephiroth specifically have kits designed to shut down characters with their range, which is quite challenging to beat for non-rushdown characters. Steve, on the other hand, is naturally encouraged to not approach the opponent, given he can mine for a better moveset by not interacting with them. However, when the opponent in turn tries to approach Steve, even if they've won neutral the majority of the time, they sometimes suffer crazy amounts of damage and early kills when Steve wins neutral, which just doesn't sit well with many players. Next, Kazuya is a character who forces you to play his game by not letting you box him up close, which is normal for a fighting game character, but Kazuya is the most polarizing fighting game character in Smash history, maybe only second to Smash 4 Ryu. This is mainly due to his Electric Wind Godfist being one of the safest ground moves, that also acts as an unchallengeable anti-air, that also allows some of the craziest combos in all of Smash Ultimate, that also kill confirms very easily. In short, given that Electric Wind Godfist is one of the safest and deadliest, if not the safest and deadliest move in the entire game, but also only effective at a close range, the opponent must avoid a close range encounter with Kazuya whenever possible.
I didn't see their set when they did play, and all I can think about is Kazuya not having the speed to deal with Sonic just chilling on the other side of the stage. But, again, Kazuya is a one-hit wonder. If he hits that Electric Wind Godfist, you may actually be out of a stop.
In other words, they have to camp, which is not fun for most of the people trying to fight Kazuya, and definitely not fun for the Kazuyas who are trying to get in. Finally, Sora's moveset is one that is just far better utilized in a zoning or even bait and punish playstyle rather than in a fully aggressive manner, which there's nothing wrong with, but it's just not what most people want to play against, unfortunately. Next, let's cover unfamiliarity and quote-unquote unfairness together. Pretty much every character in DLC Pack 2 have a very unique moveset, and barring Sora, have some sort of special mechanics go with it that makes them very good, to the point of annoyance for anyone trying to fight them. Min Min has arms, Steve has mining and block placement, Sephiroth has one wing, Aegis has swap, and Kazuya has rage drive. And while Sora is definitely a unique character, he doesn't really have any one special mechanic that really elevates him like the other characters do. Now, to be clear, there's nothing inherently wrong with being a unique character, especially when you consider more casual viewers of a game. However, in the history of Smash competitive, unique characters with unique mechanics have not been balanced incredibly well.
A little bit longer than Sheik, that's for sure, but
he never touched this. He never touched this. Holy crap!
0% D1.
Yo,
0%.
that was a perfect stock. There's just no way. Wait, are you gonna get no hits?
Oh my god. Oh my god!
Perfect!
Why yes, I was a Bayonetta main in Smash 4. Bayonetta had some really crazy mechanics, and taking a look at what DLC Pack 2 has to offer, it's really more of the same. And while yes, technically you should be familiar with every character in the game if you're going to be a top player, the fact that every character is so unique and the slightest bit of unfamiliarity with any part of their kits can lead to you just losing a set, it sets up a really unforgiving environment, and sometimes can even feel unfair. Min Min's arms fundamentally change the game in a way that allows her to take very little risk in exchange for massive zone control. Steve is able to mine for a better moveset on top of being able to literally make a stage for him to play on. Sephiroth punishes you for winning against him, forcing you to play against one of the most hard to catch, hard hitting, unledge-trappable characters in the entire game. Aegis is able to swap between two amazing characters at will and have the best option for virtually every situation. And finally, Kazuya, on top of Electric Wind Godfist being broken, has Raise Drive, a move that forces you to camp Kazuya even more than you already were, or take massive amounts of damage. I say this all to firmly iterate why these characters are so good. And for the most part, the community agrees. From the bottom up, Sora and Sephiroth are definite top tier contenders, at the very least being high tiers. They aren't quite in the highest echelons of power level, but they certainly are close. But after those two, it's really just as powerful as it gets. Min Min and Kazuya are both definite top tiers, with Riddles, T, and Proto Bonham placing them very highly at many tournaments. And we cannot forget about Steve and Aegis. They are both contenders for the title of best in the game, and both have numerous high major placements under their belts. And you really can't even say it's a DLC thing, because DLC Pack 1 has a much lower average power level per fighter than DLC Pack 2. And all that is okay. You see, the real problem is not how unfun it might be to play against these characters, how unforgiving it might be to fight against them, or even how hard it is to beat them. Because what actually ruins a Smash game is when a character is too good, with too many people winning with them, and too unfun to fight and to watch for people to stick around. And that is what we really need to talk about. The man, the myth, the Minecraft, Steve. He's not only unique to the fighters in DLC Pack 2, but even to Smash Ultimate as a whole. He's uniquely positioned as a fighter with incredibly high potential, that's unlocked further with every single Smash tournament. Incredibly unfun to watch and to play against, and no, those are not exactly the same thing, although they are related. For example, ZSS is very annoying to fight, but much more fun to watch. And finally, Steve is a character with an incredibly large player base, which only grows more by the day, which in turn allows his meta to progress very quickly, which makes him even better, which makes more people want to play him, which, well, you get the idea. The point is that his meta is outpacing his counterplay, which is really scary for a character of Steve's current strength. And yes, while people certainly could get better at a matchup, there is just a point where the character is just that good. Smash 4 Bayonetta is a really good example of that just on the matchup paradigm not holding up.
Time on the clock, make them come to you. Put the screws to, oh my lord,
This
is
could be
this
a problem.
out?
Oh my God!
It is.
So now comes the ultimate question. What do we do? Well, for now, we wait. Steve has a strong meta, but it isn't strong enough to consider a ban quite yet. However, if Steve were to oversaturate the top level, and were to still be drawing widespread community hate while doing it, well, a ban at the very least has to be considered. We have to remember, most Smash 4 veterans agree now that Bayonetta should have been banned, and while it's very easy to say that when we have moved on from Smash 4, and no one's feelings will get hurt, we can make an even bigger mistake now. While Smash 4's last patch came a bit over 2.5 years before Smash Ultimate, the next Smash game from Smash Ultimate could take years and years to come out, because Nintendo hopes to have the Switch last another 4 to 5 years, at least they say. So, what's the final verdict? DLC Pack 2 is annoying, yes, and could have been much better from a game health standpoint, yes, but it certainly is not ruining Smash Ultimate. And Steve, while I want to reiterate that he is not, nor will ever be, what Smash 4 Bayonetta was to Smash 4, he definitely is something to watch for in the semi-distant future. With that said, I'm also really curious to hear what you all think about DLC Pack 2, so let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.